As the years went by and the child grew to maturity, he found himself possessed of amazing physical powers.
There was the terrible air crash, and Nancy and Johnny were killed. Dick's mother said he'd better come and live with you. I was landed with a rather large son. He was a very naughty boy, very naughty, very bright, incredibly bright. You know, he was a member of Mensa eventually. Then I think he ate mountains of food: potatoes, rice, bread, milk. I said to Dick, who was about half his height, my ex-husband, you know, I said, "You'd better take him out." I said, "Give him a pint of beer or something, and give him a talking to. You know, I don't know, I can't cope." So he took him out, and they'd gone rather a long time. And they came back. Dick was absolutely legless, and Nick was completely unaffected. No, I was terribly fond of him. And I told you that he said that at Ben's funeral. He said, "You were the best mother I ever had," he said, which made me cry.
He was a beatnik, really. That was the deal. And I came home from work one day, and there's this bloke coming out of the bathroom. Was at the end of the hall, and he's going like flippers, full mask, tank on his back, and he's coming like down the hallway like flip flop. So I just went out and bought this diving equipment. And I was testing it out in your bath. So, okay, Nick. Then he bought the farm. He had no idea about being a gentleman farmer or anything. He was buying a farm as a hippie. He was moving to the country, taking the dog, and off he went.
And then we went to the wedding, which was hilarious. But it was so jolly. There was nothing to drink except cider. My God, it was some cider. Everybody got paralytic, actually.
I don't remember being at the wedding.
They were trying to have babies. And there was a new doctor who was doing the scan or whatever they do. And he said, "Oh, they're looking very well." So she said, what are you talking about? He said, "Well, you're having twins." It was just so wonderful. They were so excited and happy. It was lovely. And of course, the twins.
I spent a lot of time at their house and just remember thinking it was the most fun place because they just had loads of animals everywhere and all these different caravans about.
I remember turning up at this party where there was a huge bonfire, loads of teenagers running around drunk, everyone having a great time, loads of music, really loud. I remember thinking, wow, these twins' parents must be absolute legends who are letting them throw a party like this. Nick was there with a new drone, and he was like, "Watch me fly this into the bouncy castle, Alex, watch me." And I was like, "All right, Nick." And he had a crowd of people watching him, and he flew it into the bouncy castle, lost control of it, it crashed everywhere, and Annie went in to pick it up, and the blades were still running, and it sliced her arm open, and she was fuming, and Nick was really sheepish after that.
I can't remember Nick not being in my life, actually.
But the time we really got to know him the most is when we decided we were going to get married. I think Lisa saw Nick dressed as a vicar.
A really creepy vicar.
A really creepy vicar, and then had this kind of comedy/serious lightning bolt, we need to ask Nick to do it. He would be perfect. He was over the moon. I think it probably launched his celebrant career because he just carried on, and I think he loved it, and I think he realised that's a perfect job for him.
Yeah, I didn't realise what a kind of old romantic he was until he sat me and Lara down and did the interview as well. And like, he was so into the kind of like the nuts and bolts of how we got together and all that sort of stuff.
A real people person.
Yeah.
At our wedding, after the ceremony, people were coming up to me and felt the need to say, who was your celebrant? He was amazing. You know, we had a registrar there as well, so we did the legal bit, and he just didn't have any bother just waiting until they went and then just like ripping it into them in the ceremony. Just made everyone laugh.
I knew she was gonna meet her connection.
Boy racer. We enjoyed each other because he had been with women all his life. We were two buddies because of that. He's got a whole water system down there with pipes this way and pipes that way, and he was getting complaints from Eileen and the girls and all that stuff. The pressure was no good. So he changed a bunch of filters and stuff and couldn't, and then put it back on. Pressure still no good. Even worse, the pressure was even worse. It was just a trickle coming out. And so he eventually bit the bullet and got a man in for £100, a plumber guy or whatever, played around with you things, and then said, oh yeah, well your stopcock's turned off under here. So there was a little valve stopping the whole thing off, which he would have fiddled with and turned off to change the filters, and then forgot about it. And he told me then, and he just for future reference, he said, don't tell anyone. Just keep that to yourself. Just keep that to the grave.
The things that really stands out for me is just that big hug. You feel so safe when you have a hug with Nick. Just wraps you up.
That incredible office of his, which was like a sort of gadget room, into which he would invite you, and he'd say, you'd never guess what I've just got. And you literally had no idea what it got. It would be a 3D printer, it would be some dreadful new weapon for killing rabbits, it would be something that flew, drones. He had drones before anybody else had drones.
I just remember him arriving to our house with his drone when he first got it, and just using it to chase the geese around the field, which was quite stressful for the geese and for us, but he was having a lot of fun. Just being able to go up and give Nick a big hug was just really comforting.
I was attacked by a guy, and Nick came round to see me, and he said, how about you come up and learn how to fire a gun? And I was like, oh, okay. And so he let me come up and shoot his gun across the field. And then he said that I'd hit the farmer.
Just incredibly generous and easy to talk to, and a loving family man. He's just one of the nicest people I've ever met, and just incredibly generous, like all the times I've been to Glastonbury, and always up for a laugh as well.
He wrote something about another friend of ours who passed away, and he said, why did you leave, you fucking hippie? I'd send that back to Nick. I didn't know, Nick. Why did you leave, you fucking hippie?